Or just not buy another drone. There is a bin here, and there's one right there on that stand as well. The black one seems to work down right into the white stand. White stand right in front of you.
This is the Retail Tale by the Bearded Veteran.
So you can find me anywhere on the internet at, I'm doing it wrong already, @VetsBeard. TheBeardedVeteran.com was taken. I did that. That's my handle on pretty much any social media. That's my website as well. It's that.com instead of the @ symbol, if that makes sense. You can probably find my phone number on any of those websites as well. The absolute best way to get in touch with me is my personal Facebook profile. I've done this weird thing where I've almost transitioned completely from a phone to just Facebook Messenger. I do all my phone calls, video calls, text, chat, payments, everything on Facebook Messenger. But you're welcome to use anything else. If you tweet me, I probably won't get it. I know that because the fiance gets upset when I don't respond to her tweets. I don't Twitter much gooder, so. But who was here for the last time I presented? It was several months ago. Okay, so we got a good group. I don't want to leave anybody hanging, but I definitely want to update everyone on kind of where I was. What's up, James? And where I'm at now. So, like I said, where I was is I started with $1, and I found that the best place to get stuff was Dollar Tree. And I was literally just using the app, scanning stuff, and then selling it. I started with $20. Kind of got a feel for it, learned the workflow on Seller Central, and how to send stuff in. Got mad when it wanted me to do a distributed inventory and send it to 3 warehouses. Tripped, stumbled, got back up, tried again, and as soon as that stuff hit, it started selling. So I did it again. I spent $50 this time. I kept doing it, and so I've done everything from hit the jackpot, bought something for $1. It was calendars last year. Sold those things for 14 to 20 bucks a piece, just left and right, to making huge mistakes. Found these awesome toys in the mall. They were like $5 a piece. They were on sale. It's like, all right, looks like a good profit. Bought all of them. After it left the house, I saw the description that was 4 each. So it was like 20 or 30 bucks for 4 of them, not one. And I'm calling Amazon trying to get either my bundles created and listed under a different ASIN, or send them back to me or something. And I couldn't make any of it happen. And I ended up selling some, and I didn't get any complaints, and I have no idea how. So I have a ton of experience when it comes to falling flat on your face with this. A couple people in here know it. I got my account shut down for 4 days for inauthentic products. And I found out after I was sending them in. So I also know how to get accounts restored, and that is not fun. It took a lot of work, but it only took 4 days. So I was picturing something quite a bit longer than that. But let me pull up my outline here. I know Bill asked me to go over stranded inventory specifically, and I actually have some things that I need to do with my account that I intentionally put off until tonight so we can do them in real time. Okay, so I wrote down. You guys got, this is the email everybody got. So it says supplier to prep to Amazon and the different options for each. So that's my general thought. is in our world you have to find a supplier. So it really doesn't matter if you're doing private label, wholesale, retail, or online arbitrage. You got to find where you can get a product from. Okay.
Reliable.
Say that again.
Reliable.
Fair enough. This is true. I attempted. I'm still dragging my feet with my private label, but the first supplier I talked to sent me a free sample with the logo I had designed, and then ghosted me. So, yeah. Luckily, I didn't give them any money. What did I say? Supply to basically the prep. I want to use that word specifically for many reasons, and some of you doing OA, RA already know where I'm going with this, to Amazon. Alright, and Amazon does some prep services, but it's cheaper and easier for most of us to go through third parties for that. So, supply, obviously when I first started it was Dollar Tree, got heavy into books. Now the high velocity products I use for my online arbitrage are mostly Walmart. I don't have that many SKUs when it comes to online arbitrage, and so I'm using Walmart for my OA, and for my RA I do books. I use a lot of Goodwill, Dollar Tree. I only rate Dollar Tree once in a while because once you buy them, like, they're gone. They don't get them in as often. Goodwill, Dollar Tree. I love Reader's Corner on Hillsborough Street because they go as low as 10 cents for their books outside. Right across the street is Right Price Books. If you like records, they also have those, so you can get books and records there. So different stores. I'll put varies here. Different stores for the retail arbitrage. For the wholesale, I have 2 suppliers right now. I'm always looking for more because I'm worried the one guy actually does what I do. So I'm worried my demand's gonna get too high too quick. But one of them is in Greensboro and the other one is in Mississippi, which is actually sending me shelf pulls or remainders from a publisher for a decent price. If you had the capital for it, if you were ever interested in pulling the trigger on full automation wholesale books, I have a few ideas and some contacts that could actually make that possible. The reason I hesitated is he wanted to send me one skid or one Gaylord, which is roughly about 1,000 books for like $2,400, something like that. And that's where he's doing all the sourcing, so he's going through what he's got in there is going to be a real good product, but I'm focused more on working in volume than I am quality, if that makes sense. So we'll just say G-Borough and Mississippi. I stumbled across them, okay? So this guy had one listed of garbage that I had no interest in whatsoever. I hit him up, Greensboro ain't that far, drove down there, met with him, walked around, looked at his warehouse, talked with him, told him, I would get back with him, visited mom in Burlington, came home, did a little bit more research and looking into used books, how much profit can I actually make, is this going to be worth my time and whatnot, and then called him up and said, I want this, without all that garbage in it. He was like, all right. I was like, cool. And now I just placed my 4th order with that guy. Mississippi was also an accident, so they are a air compressor manufacturing company who apparently manufactures the air compressors for most major brands. You know how every water heater is made in like the same factory and then state just slaps their sticker on it? Apparently that's what this company is. The advantage, obviously the difference is Greensboro is used, Mississippi is primarily new. I get many different categories in the Greensboro order at a much cheaper price. And and I go new all the way to good. I won't sell acceptable. That's where dust covers start coming off. It's too much work, and I just chose not to. So if you want to, and you find that one that's going to make you $1 million, absolutely, yes, sir.
You doing all these FBA?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I just lied to you. I did sell, cause like you got the stuff sitting around the house, you know? And, way back when I first started, cause you don't pay long-term storage or anything, I just made my first sale in Canada, made a $5 net profit, cause technically I didn't pay for it. I did, but it was a textbook from, 8 years ago. I don't remember how much I paid for it, I bought it used, but it was a German textbook I sold to someone in Canada through FBM. That's my only sale in any other market. And of course I have them cross-posted and I have the global export turned on, but you don't see that. So I've sold a product in Italy because he wrote me and was like, hey, where's my book? And I was like, what? I don't know what's going on. But yeah, FBA. So if you guys go to Facebook and you type that in, or YouTube, you'll see the show I do. I put out an episode a week, and it's me doing this. So you get to see real time. It's just not, it's less instruction and more just real life, raw, actually happening type stuff. Greensboro, I get the different conditions: new, used like new, used very good, and used good. And then Mississippi, I generally just get 2 conditions, and that's the new and like new. And the only reason I get like new is because the remainders are shelf pulls. Amazon doesn't say that you cannot sell those books as new. They say you cannot sell a book as new that has any marks on it. And because they mark them when they pull them off the shelf, so that's why it's about 50-50. So higher quality, more profit. I just ran the numbers in gross profits. I broke even on that investment. And I want to say it had approximately 1,200 books in it, and I think I sold 25, and I broke even on it. So it was pretty good, including the freight to get it up here. So I was very surprised and pretty happy about that. My dad is encouraging me to get another one. The biggest issue I have right now is volume and manpower. So it's kind of just getting in the swing of things. I started shrink wrapping my new and like new. So obviously that takes more time, slows me down. I had to learn it. I had to teach it to Lee, my partner. So as I overcome each of those hurdles, today my shipment went out and I actually had a moment to breathe instead of it leaving and having to get right back on more books. So that's our supply, online arbitrage, retail arbitrage, wholesale. I don't currently do any private label technically. I have sold it artwork that somebody else did, wasn't willing to learn Amazon, so I did it. I did cups for a guy out of California, and now I've got a contact in New York for custom shoes that I'm going to be doing, but I don't have any PLR myself. I just sell other people's private label stuff. It's really good if you want to learn listings and don't want to lose any money doing it. Then you can go in there, create the listing. If you don't sell anything, like this guy with the shoes already has a storefront, he's already making money, he already has a website, he just doesn't sell on Amazon. He's willing to partner with me, I get a little bit of a cut when one sells. If none of them sell, he didn't make the shoe, he doesn't lose any money, I don't lose any money. It's basically a win-win. So let's talk about prep. Okay, so for OA, my prep center is in Montana. That's Missouri. Montana?
MT.
Dang it. And that's why I do this and don't teach. So my prep, where's your OA prep center?
I don't have one. I don't need one.
Okay,
But
you
I
just
ship straight in.
You just lost me. I have all the questions for you afterwards. Who else is doing? Anybody else doing OA, online arbitrage? Okay, that's really fun. The mistake I made out the gate was because I saw Gavin messing with tactical arbitrage. We were sitting next to each other back there, and I'm like, "What's that?" He's like, yeah, so you use this, it's SEO, blah, blah, blah. Went home and signed up. 10-day free trial. I was like, oh, this is so awesome. Just gives you the products. I was like, all right, placing orders. Problem is I didn't understand how the velocity worked. And then later, when I explained my struggles to him, he was like, yeah, you probably want to start with like, I was like, how many do you think I should start with? He was like, 200 SKUs. I was like, I screwed up. So I paused the subscription. I got some products that I don't even need it. I just go look at the product, make sure the price is the same, order it, send it to Montana, okay? And the reason for that is it's tax-free. So my prep center in Montana charges me $1 per item to prep it. That's whatever it needs, whether shrink wrap, poly bag with the warning on it, the FNSKU label, because I do stickered instead of commingled. She does all that, the box and everything for $1. The advantage obviously is if I order a product and the tax on it delivered to me is going to be, $5. When I order it there, I don't pay the tax and I only pay her $1 to prep it. So it's actually cheaper to go that way. And then she sends it in. I still pay shipping. Average shipping for anything except media is I use 75 cents. Got that number from Gavin. I like it. Been rolling with it.
75 cents per pound?
Yeah, per pound. I'm sorry. And that's a number in most stuff like the app and Seller Central, Tactical Arbitrage. There will be a box where you put that in. And if you pay attention to it, you calculate it specific to your business model, then you can always change it. But once you put it in, like it factors it in, so you can see a true number, a true net profit instead of, oh look, I'm making $1, but 75 cents goes to the shipping. You're only making, so that's a number you definitely want to know. The reason I said besides media is I started paying closer attention to my labels. I literally just learned this. I saw the labels coming off, and I thought only USPS did media mail, but apparently my cost is lower on shipping my books than regular product. The catch is there's a lot of moving pieces there, okay? So when I do my shipments, yes sir,
Shipping your books where?
to Amazon.
Okay. So you don't prep those.
I do.
So you ship them to Montana.
Only the stuff I get online. Usually I won't buy books online. I've looked at A-books and stuff. My average book cost right now to get it to Amazon is 77 cents per book. That's to Amazon. So I can sell any book I have in inventory for $1 plus fees and capture a 23% profit on that book. To me, that's pretty good, considering you have mass markets. People go out and they try to buy. If you go out and you buy a brand new mass market paperback for $5, you won't be able to sell that on Amazon. So to be able to, this number right here, I want to get as low as humanly possible. And it's actually kind of high right now because I've got a bunch of initial costs that I've factored in there, like equipment instead of material, like my heat gun, my sealer and stuff. Still kind of learning the financial aspect myself. Not good at it, absolutely hate it. Can't afford a bookkeeper. So I didn't mean to confuse you. My OA is pretty much anything except for books. I will tell you, I messaged you guys. You cool if I tell the whole room about that one product I found? I really want to do, because I can't afford to liquidate. It is a Netgear. I could just pull it up, couldn't I? It's a hot spot, okay? I think it's a Nighthawk. You're gonna want to punch in LTE. I found them on Best Buy. I actually bought one because we were doing a Freedom Fest for a fallen soldier in Butner for $199. It was like $214 after tax. On Amazon, the BSR was $23,000, and they were selling for $299 all day. I was seeing a profit of $50 to $70 net after fees. I could maybe do one, because $200 is a big chunk when I'm getting how many books for that, 250, 500 books for that same cost. But, and I've made that mistake before. I did a Magic Air Mouse with Apple Computer drop ship on eBay, an APC battery backup. It was like $200. Still made a net profit. Learned a ton about drop shipping and doing it on eBay, fees and all that. Ties up your money when they hold it, So now I got $500 that I can be using to buy books. Just chilling in PayPal until they release the funds. I'm like, yeah, I probably won't do that again. But yeah, if anybody wants to check that out, I thought it was pretty decent. So, Montana. So we're clear, I basically buy the product, I don't leave my house, ship it there, they do all the prep, and then they send it to Amazon. Okay? Anybody have any more questions about the online arbitrage stuff? What's up, man? I forgot your name already, it's only been a month. What, huh? Woody? Okay.
Alright, so I was just discussing. Alright, I'm assuming you're leaving. So I'm trying to swap with the dogs.
Okay.
So you get these books from the distributor or the wholesale warehouse in Greensboro and Mississippi. Now I'm saying that, do you know the type of books that you're getting? Or is it just he has a palette of books and you base off of that what they're selling for on Amazon?
So I'm gonna walk through this because that's actually part of my retail / wholesale. Everybody cool with me jumping down to wholesale? Okay, so this is an overview of how I found this guy and what my process is. The other kid, Dominic, he's been here a few times. He's selling books. We're discussing it. We're like, where can we get them in bulk? How do we do it? And we're talking about freight, because freight is way different than just shipping something. And we're talking, and I'm on the phone, and I Googled how much does a Gaylord weigh, and I found an eBay listing that I opened and then left it there and kept looking for the weight. But when I came back to it, it was a listing for a skid of books, one picture, kind of super crappy. Got in touch with the guy, was like, hey, you're selling books. This is essentially how I found both suppliers. It was not a website. You have people out there who are selling Gaylords full of books to people like us. My recommendation, avoid it. If they're marketing to you, they know what they have, and that's like the guy charging $1,600 to $2,400 for a skid of books. Not a bad price if you want him to do all the sourcing work, but then you need a prepper too. It's possible, but I say avoid them because then I found these two folks. Now, this guy in Greensboro knows what he has because he's doing what I do. He's just not interested in building a business around becoming a supplier for those books. He's more interested in running his FBA, and then I'm taking excess off his hands. So I'm kind of getting a crappier product. However, once you learn the ropes, when I go out tomorrow morning with Lee to show her how to source and do the RA and scan the book, I'm probably going to tell her like $250,000. That book with $5 gross profit is going to hit the warehouse, leave, and that money's going to be in my pocket for 2 weeks. If we're going to spend time doing it, and we're spending $1 to $1.50 on these books, I want to make sure I'm captured. And I might set a higher gross profit too. But I'm getting a little off track. My point is, buying them wholesale from Greensboro, I'm kind of getting the scraps. Now, because this is my 4th order, what I've done with this guy is I've built a relationship. I showed up in his warehouse, I talked to him. All right, so my dad's my freight company, so my dad's talked to him. We all three know each other. Dad absolutely loves if you bring him a business problem and just talk to him about it. It's one of his favorite things to do. I didn't even know that until recently. So he's helping solve my problems and this guy's problems just because that's what he likes to talk about. So initially, my first order from this guy was probably about $800. of just whatever. Whatever you get is what you get.
Non-fiction or fiction or both?
Just everything. Literally hardcover, soft cover, some with the ones without dust jackets, I'm setting to the side. I might not even touch them.
Which then brings up the second question I have.
Okay.
You ship your product to Amazon. It's on their shelves. When do you cut sling when you notice that something's not selling or it's not producing any profit? Because now it's feeding into your overhead on just having a store location. So what is that? Okay, it's time for me to get them. And then when you do get them and you get them pulled back, what do you do with the books that don't sell?
Just for entertainment purposes and everybody else, defined cut sling.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, we're gonna see it. All right. When do you realize that at some point you're not making a profit off of certain books, that then you ask Amazon to send you back these books because you're more. It's not selling, but at the same time, you have a overhead cost by storing them in their warehouse.
Right. I understood your question.
Yeah, I know. I know exactly.
I like free entertainment. So, at 6 months is the magic number. That's your deadline. Okay? That is when long-term storage fees kick in. LT, long-term storage fees, LTSF. Okay? They just changed the policy. So now long-term storage fees kick in 6 months and are evaluated every 30 days. I do not care about this part because if I decide to keep the book in the warehouse for an additional amount of time, it's only going to be 30 days. However, you can automate this, okay? So as of right now, most of my books are priced at or below $15, okay? Specifically the ones that are gonna hang around that long. I don't want to confuse you, so I'm gonna keep writing stuff down here. Look like Russell Crowe in a minute. So $15 is the price point I use to destroy everything, because at or below $15, destroy fee is 15 cents. Your average cost for long-term storage fee on a book which goes by dimension, and I'm not going to measure every single one, is 16 cents. So it's already a penny cheaper for me to ditch it. Now let's keep in mind my average book cost to get it there is 77 cents. All right. So I've done a couple of things to mitigate this because I would much rather sell it for a break even than have to get rid of it and lose that dollar. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
The survey was about 16 cents a book storage fee.
That's,
I know.
yeah, because it goes based off of mass.
Right, and it's a per cubic foot.
Yeah.
And you know what offhand what it is per cubic foot? Because I know it changed months ago.
Yeah, there's 3 different ones, and I can't remember off the top of my head what they were. I was buried deep into the help section on the side you go into, and that's how I determined that any given book I have is at least 16 cents for long-term storage. For me to tell you a link or something, if I can find it, I'll post it in the group. But yeah, one reason I don't know as much about the long-term storage fees is because I don't pay much attention to them. I'm still only about halfway to the halfway point where the bulk of my books are kind of on the downhill towards long-term storage. Previously I had it automated, everything just came back. So this number was 0, removal order, you fill in your company name, address and stuff, and they just, once a month I have Amazon packages on my doorstep. And you get a box this big and it has 1 item in it and it's full of airbags. It was actually working out real well because, 6 months in, I'd still just started. I'm getting stuff sent back to me. Excuse me, and I can use that box. So it's 50 cents per item, but you get a box. So
You find that I found when I have stuff returned, it's always in worse condition than when I send it in.
I've generally speaking, yeah. It's so weird. Like there's no method to that madness. So basically with my OA, I desperately want that to move. But if it, in any case it doesn't, I have it sent back to me because I'm paying money for that stuff. I can move it another way. So that's why this number is important. Because anything I'm doing any other way is going to be priced higher than $15. And I really don't like how they do that. They go remove orders and destroy based off of price. I'm like, but Amazon doesn't pay any attention to any of your costs. So I get it. I just don't like it. Another thing I do is anyone on my page has seen where I'm listing things and it looks somewhat random. Well, those listings on your Facebook page, if you have a Facebook page, so not a profile, you can still do it with your profile in the marketplace, but now people think they're talking to a person and you don't have the same legitimate setup as a business ad. But I post in the Facebook marketplace via my page. It's cross-posted. Your average cost to go into the back office, which I'll show you guys how to do if you want, to fulfill an order. A lot of people don't have experience with this because you just don't need it. But if you're cross-posting, essentially I'm drop shipping my own product. It ranges anywhere from $5.75 to $5.95 on average for all my books. I've found many of my products fall in that category. You're saving a little bit on your fees because you're typing in the form. It's 2.9% plus 30 cents per transaction on Facebook. It links my bank account if anybody doesn't use Facebook Pay in Messenger. I highly encourage you to do that, even if just for yourself. Me and all my friends and my fiance use it because they're not like Amazon and PayPal and all this other. It goes straight to your bank. They don't ever hold the money, so it's instant. So the way I have it set up on my page, I have these books that I'm worried about my long-term storage fees. It's listed on Amazon, eBay, and Facebook at the respective price I need to make sure I not only capture the fees with whichever platform I have it advertised on, but I also still make some kind of profit. The catch is, the glory of it is, no matter which one, it's 3 of them. So I got Amazon, eBay, and Facebook. The glory of it is when it sells, I only have to go one place to find it. Because I don't keep it at the house. I'm not mailing stuff. I'm just not going to do it. The downside is the work to get those listings created is insane. And that's why I keep talking to you guys about the VAs.
So let me understand this correctly. You market off of Facebook on the 3 different platforms that you said, Amazon, eBay, and what was the third one again? Facebook. But all your books are in Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
So hypothetically, somebody buys something from eBay, it will then directly go to Amazon. How does that?
I'm not saying that's not possible, because I know somebody that's doing something similar with merchant fulfilled. Yeah, but I get the notification on my phone, ding, you've sold something on eBay. My eBay volume is not so big that I have much to worry about. So I get the notification it's sold, and I have one box upstairs that I absolutely will not send into Amazon. So I go look in that box, or I get on my computer and check my Amazon inventory. It can only be in one of those 2 places. When it's in Amazon, I fulfill the order.
Right.
The fees, and that's where the pricing comes in.
Yeah.
So I've already accounted for the fees on Amazon, the fees on Facebook or eBay. There's no shipping cost. That's in the Amazon fees. Any transaction fees, which I think my buddy Matt told me for eBay to just plan on 10%. Okay. I thought it was a little high, but
10-12%, something like that.
I can't remember if I've been using 10 or 15%, but I was shooting a little bit high. And then Facebook is 2.9 plus 30 cents. So really, when you look at it with Amazon FBA, because those fees are lower when you fulfill the order. Well, the most expensive place to get that book from you is Amazon. So that's one reason why I cross-post, because if I've got a book, and really I do it right away. So I go in, I ship my books off, right? They hit the warehouse. I go in and I automate my pricing to capture some sort of profit. All right, and anyone who sells on there knows what the minimum price reach notification looks like. I click on that menu, I scroll down. I look and I see if I can squeeze it a little bit more. You know, maybe I was trying to capture a $3 gross profit, and now I want to do just $1 gross profit. I'm still gonna make money on it. So it's more important to move the book than to end up paying for it in the long run. So that process is ongoing. Every morning I wake up, I do my pricing, okay? After I do my pricing, every single chance I get, I'm cross-posting. And I'm doing my best to focus on the ones that are bottom of the barrel from the get-go. You know, something that made it through my process where it's a slow-moving ASIN, the BSR is hot garbage. There's 100 million competitors on the ASIN, so I'm cross-posting, and I'm looking for opportunities for giveaways too. So I did an experiment recently where I self-fulfilled an item in an attempt to gain a review, and I lost it. I don't know, because they didn't order it. So normally when you order something on Amazon, your opportunity for a review is right in front of you. So what I wanted to do was, you get a free product, now leave me 5 stars, but I can't help them find it.
This is following up with what he said. Forgive me, but I was educated in public school in New Jersey, so I'm a little slow. All right, so going back to the FBA listing, you have it listed on the 3 places, right? And we talked about that. So I go to FBA and I want to buy the book from you, okay? So you have to get it from Amazon's warehouse to me, right?
Not with FBA, they just send it to you.
No. If I go to not even Facebook.
Yeah.
So F, that's what it is. So I go to Facebook and I order the book from you. But you have to go to Amazon and have it sent to me, right?
Which thing you have to buy?
My TV turned off again. Hang on, I'm gonna answer your question, but I'm gonna show you.
It's yours, they're already at Amazon.
Did it turn on? He said New Jersey. I think New Jersey. What year you graduated?
77.
So they came down here then.
And college.
Okay. All the same year? That's pretty impressive.
I had trouble studying in college. I wasn't doing well, so I was an academic advisor.
Okay.
She goes, "What are your study habits?" So I opened my book and I got out my black magic marker and I was highlighting, and she said, "I think that's it." It was a joke. And the whole point of my question is I don't understand the logistics. That's what I want to get at.
Yeah, it's an easy answer, but I'd rather show you because I feel like this is similar to stranded inventory. It's something I don't see any purpose for. There might be a purpose for somebody doing private label to do it. I feel like I'm the only one of the only guys who's really jumped into it. What did you say? Keep it unplugged or unplugged?
What's going on here? The machine I have a new signal thing before.
If I had gave it some food to start with,
Oh, there you go.
I would,
Yeah, you need to feed it.
yeah, you gotta feed it.
Yeah, you got some, especially slimies, climbing in the side. Helps. You broke the You need to. Are you doing the extend thing? I think it's
I
on.
was extending. I'm just gonna duplicate.
Yeah, I think it was on extend. Duplicate to replicate.
Tomato.
That makes no sense. Broke it again.
It's like a laptop's not putting out the signal.
I hate it when things don't fire. You doing Ryan?
I just work here.
You do? I like how your shirt has retail arbitrage right on it. It's awesome.
It's a RAA,
Whatever.
Rogue American Apparel.
Retail amazing arbitrage.
Okay.
Yay!
Okay.
You're amazing.
All right.
Can you magnify this a little bit for us?
Is that good?
500%.
It's better.
Okay. It didn't look like it did anything when I did it here. Y'all can see.
It was a delay.
Alright. Oh, so the question was, okay, so you ordered this management book. So you just come to the SKU
So I ordered it on Facebook.
on you talked to me right here and you said I want it. I'm like, cool man.
Alright.
But the trick is when they order it on Amazon, I just have to be willing to tell the people that order it on Facebook or eBay, sorry, I'm out of stock, because I won't get. I can't keep up with everything. It's a lot of work, but I'd rather liquidate my inventory. So I clicked on the SKU and it brings me to this screen. This is one I literally just added today, so there's 0 sales history and stuff. You click see more on the right hand side, create fulfillment order. So we're used to the create removal order. And then from here you just fill the stuff in. So that's me.
So in essence, you're fulfilling the order on Amazon.
Exactly.
That will initiate the FBA to send it to whoever it is involved.
But where's Amazon wants money, don't
Yeah,
They take it out of the.
I'll show you.
theirs first.
they? Okay.
So of course here you can do order ID, note, all that fun stuff. Pick your quantity, continue. I wouldn't. Okay. It brought me to the screen, but it's telling me I don't have any in stock. So, well,
So when you fill out the information, are you filling out your name in that information, or are you filling out the person?
the customer.
The customer's
Customer.
information?
So this would be obviously their stuff there. This is calling me a liar. 'Cause I checked probably 20 books and it was $5.75 to $5.95. This is a pretty big book though, so maybe that's what it is. But you can get to this screen without sending anything, and that's how I developed this process. So I came all the way through, and if you look at the fees there, which are $6.34, and the fees here are $9.14. Okay, so that's how
So you're not paying for
you
the fees.
you capture some of those fees because that's a pretty good savings to me for just filling out an address.
If I'm not mistaken, that's the, what is it, 15% that they charge.
The
for
referral
using
fee.
your- Yeah, your
Yep.
referral fee for using the platform.
For those of you who lost, there we go.
You still have all your FBA fees, but you don't have.
I
the
think you're
Amazon
right, because
referral
it's
fee.
$2.25. So I don't ever pay attention to any of this stuff, but, cause it's all in that $9.15 that you just saw, but this is what he's talking about. This one right here is a percentage based off of your sale price. And when you sell it yourself, they're like, oh, well, we didn't refer the customer, so you can keep that.
Okay, so another question that popped in my brain, and I think we talked about it a little bit about it last time I was here. You have a book, and I'm gonna use the example of a book that I'm reading right now called The One by a guy that did Keller Williams, sorry, Keller Williams. All right, so you have this product, you have this book that you're selling on Amazon. You don't have to build a listing for it because it's already on Amazon. You're just competing for the buy box, correct?
Right.
All right, so in saying all of that, and you have your bulk of books, how are you standing on top to stay in the buy box? So you, but if you have too low, then you're losing on your margins.
So see, this is what it would look like on here. You go to add products, obviously on the app.
I didn't bring my glasses.
No, you fine. I saved you a seat, man.
That's horrible. I'm too damn young for all this.
So in here you go to add products,
Yeah.
and you might stumble across it. I got it somewhere, the original video I did where I like walked through the app. It might be part of that course or something. But the app or on the computer, tomato. These are $40. I love them.
It's a scan.
It does 2.4, which is where it's connected, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, with the cord. You can, anyway, scan the barcode. your question earlier about this guy in Greensboro, what
Yeah.
you're getting from him, every time I order, I ask him for something extra.
Gotcha.
So the first time I ordered, I said, just give me whatever you got. The next time it was everything but mass markets. I think, it's speculation, but I think I'm one of his biggest large order customers, and I'm getting rid of some of his cost. A significant amount, because I know he's getting in books a lot cheaper than that. So he's just giving me whatever I want. So I scan it, see right there it is, Zombie Survival Guide. So obviously if you're doing retail, the first step is to determine whether or not you can sell it.
Right.
Looks like I cannot. So that is a terrible example. But here's another listing. So same book, notice the sales rank is 9,377. You see that right there? Okay. The top one, isn't even list one, that's weird. But if you want to go to the Amazon listing, I just click there. This is the world's slowest laptop. And I have KeeperGraph installed, so at some point it would load.
That's what's taking
Right here. And this will show you the history. I don't do any, if I do retail, if anyone is sourcing anything retail, I don't do this. I just don't. I can tell, I'll tell more by the sales rank, the number of competitors and stuff like that, whether or not I actually want to sell it. With books, Amazon selling it isn't much of a showstopper. You'll sell it quicker if they're not. You can potentially make more money if they're not, but just because they got it in stock, like sell books left and right.
So you don't worry about the competitors, or do you have a threshold where you like, hey, look, if there's 10 competitors, I'm not going to even deal with it because you don't have to be competing with
Ultimate
each other.
goal is because on the app you can see like FBA offers.
Right, you talk about in the buy
And,
box,
like,
how many people are competing with it?
Today I was scanning books that I got from Greensboro, and there were a bunch of competitors, like 37 people selling these books, but there was 0 FBA offers. Amazon didn't have it in stock, and I'm still capturing a decent profit. And this is, here's something I can't figure out. It does I don't know if you guys saw it on the phone, but it goes, it's got the little razors or whatever, and you click on it, and it shows you this item is not eligible for FBA. Normally when you see that, it's hazmat. With this, it's saying this item is overstocked and unlikely to sell. I sell it anyways. I determine condition, send it in, check the box, it says, who cares? I don't care. But it says that, but there's no FBA offers. So how's that item overstocked if y'all don't have any in stock at all? No merchants, no Amazon, 0 in the warehouses, and they're like, this item is overstocked. That means they're counting the FBM towards it. It has to be. And when I can sell it at the same price that the merchant still are selling it for and make a profit, I'm about to steal their buy box because they don't qualify for it.
Well, I was gonna say that if they have too many, they won't let you send it in. So I have experience with that. Have you experienced that?
I mean,
If
that's
they have
what
too many books, then they won't let you send it in.
What he's saying is he sends it in anyway.
Yeah, it says, hang on.
So what, it's just a checkbox that you say,
One
it's
thing
like,
at
I
a
don't
time.
care about the fees, I'm gonna send it in.
I'm gonna go to the next page just to
Go
finish
ahead.
answering your question real quick. So you click sell yours. This is listing obviously already exists on Amazon. You're just putting in the stuff that you choose, which is that right there. Save, continue.
The SKU, your price, and the condition of what the book is. Okay.
Yeah, so it's almost like Chick-fil-A, only you ain't gotta pay 10 grand.
And the SKU is something that you get from a third party type of.
I use a software program that auto-generates mine depending on my supplier and the date and stuff. If you leave it blank, it auto-populates. When I first started, I let it auto-populate because I was like, I don't need that stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
But yeah, condition is rules that you can find in the help section. If you're selling books, like this one obviously wouldn't be new. This is mine. I kept it. It's a zombie survival guide. I need this. But yeah, and that's the other fun thing too. Like my average book cost is 15 cents. So if I dip into my own stash, the quotable quote book below this thing. But yeah, you just fill that out and you hit save and finish, and now your listing's created. It'll list it as inactive until you. Is it on this one? No. It'll list it as inactive until you send it in. Once you send it in, it'll become active and show how many you got in stock. And then when somebody places an order and yours is the one that's purchased, they get it.
And at any time when you do have it into the warehouse, and if you see within the buy box that somebody's competing with you, and what I mean by that is they're selling it for $15, you're selling it for $14.50. Do you see that?
I automate my pricing, so I don't ever see any of that.
What do you mean by that? You automate?
So people have mixed feelings on pricing automation.
So you have a repricer?
No,
Okay.
because I tried one of those, and the day after I quit using it, was one of my highest grossing days. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, man. But in here, do you mind if I get the her question?
Sure,
and then come
please.
back?
I know what the question I have for you.
Because I can show you guys all this on here. So mainly what I'm getting at is the shipping workflow. So right here under set quantity. Okay, I think I went back too far. Let's go prepare products. So it does prep required. No, it is set quantity. I think it's just because I already sent the shipment, so it's not there. I don't think I have a shipment I can show you on. But normally here it'll go information required and removal required, and info required is yellow. So every time I see this screen, I skip it because my numbers and everything for all my products goes in with my software. I go straight to the yellow one where it wants more info, and that's your measurements, that's your yellow warning signs that says this item is overstocked and unlikely to sell. And that's just because I already own the book. I already paid for it. Got to do something with it, so I'd rather send it in and worry about cross-posting and liquidating that way than list it on eBay and hope somebody buys it. So at least it's got 3 platforms of exposure, and once I have the attention that I want, I'm going to create a website where I sell the stuff to. But then I do the required stuff here. I do any required removals, and then I click continue, and then prep is here. I always hit prep required just because when you have 200 SKUs in here, it takes forever to scroll. If you just hit prep required, your continue button's right there, and it'll show me. I haven't had a poly bag required coming from Greensboro, but once in a blue moon you get those with books. And then continue, and then I actually don't label my products here anymore. I was doing that, and I still can, but I got a Dymo, and my scan lister software, you can take the shipment ID and drop it in. And the way that helps me is, in order to hire someone, kind of getting off track here, but I turned off IPS or inventory placement service because it charges you around 40 cents per item, 30 to 40 cents per item for you to send it to one warehouse and them distribute. Now for PLR, somebody bringing a product in from China in California, you might have to do that. For me, it's cheaper to hire someone at X number of dollars per hour, work with her, get her input, feedback, and help develop the process than it is to just have Amazon doing it. It's way more expensive too.
In my experience with Amazon putting labels on it, they're not very accurate. They will mess up your inventory.
Jeff
Like,
just
you have
raised
two
the
books that
minimum
look very
wage.
similar.
He
They
did.
have the wrong tag on
I
it.
saw that. I was like, he just raised the minimum wage for his company to $15. I was like, don't know. I just felt like that already would have been a thing. So that's how I get around the you can't send this in. It's not guaranteed. The shipment that went out today was I think it was 25 boxes. I don't know how many books that is. I didn't look. A lot. I think I had 2 that it just kept kicking out. And when it keeps kicking them out, I look, do I want it? If I don't right now, I actually rode the bike. I was going to bring a whole bunch of books in here and just be like, y'all take what you want. But I got like the ones I was talking to you about the other day, the Nickelodeon, Dora the Explorer, SpongeBob, just can't do a whole lot with them. I'll still list them on eBay and Facebook. I'll still try to move them. To me, it's more, the space is more important. So getting rid of that. Kind of keep going off in the left field, but I'm cool with it.
Thank you.
Pricing automation. I sent her a video I think might help you.
You did.
Was it helpful?
Yeah, it was really good. I like the way you did the tab as well.
Okay. So I have a system to do it, and that actually requires me to set, do we have any register? Yeah.
The call-outs there.
It's got all the markers on it. So I have a system. I have, for pricing automation, obviously you set a minimum and a maximum. So the glory of that is obviously if you set a minimum, left and right limits, then you can't lose money, figuratively speaking. Because a lot of people have mixed feelings with pricing automation, just because they're like, oh, it's a race to the bottom, which is somewhat true. I guarantee you I've sold plenty of books at a lower price than what I could have sold them at. But I need the money now to order more books. Once I'm big enough that I don't have to worry about that and I've got that cash flow, I'm not going to worry about it as much. So you've got a minimum and you've got a maximum, and then of course you have your actual price. Okay? Now, I'm just going to put these up here because these are my numbers. You're welcome to use them if you get into books, but I encourage you to figure out your own numbers. 1176 is a magic number for me. $15 and $100. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you why, because that's more important. 1176 is one step below the highest price I've had to set a book at to capture a $3 gross profit with fees. Okay, so the one above this is 1214. This one is 1176. I sat down and I repriced 3,000 SKUs one day because I was attempting to capture a larger profit and I wasn't making any money. So I was having to wait too long for it. So I went in and I did my pricing automation. I did 3,000 of them. That's the number I came up with. You see 1214. Now, once again, that's with a $3 gross profit on top of whatever the fees are. And I use the fees that are displayed. I don't go into the fee calculator. It takes too long. So that's why I use this. On the books, that would normally be $12.14 with a $3 gross profit. I'm losing about, what, 40 cents? So I'm still making a net profit. No book is going to fall below that. And the reason that I do this is so when they hit the warehouse, I can go in and hit the plus sign all the way down, and I can come back and revisit it later. So some books will not sell because it might be a mass market, and the price might need to be something closer to $7.99 for me to make a 50-cent profit. You see what I'm saying? But this is a good number for me to go in real quick and do it, and come back to it later. $15 is my standard price that I set it at when I add the book to my inventory, because this sets it low enough that my fees are more accurate and I'm still making a profit. Let's keep in mind, oh, you got a textbook, you can sell that for $45. That's my cost. On that textbook, on my mass markets, hardback, softcover, everything, 77 cents is my cost. I'm okay selling a $45 used book at $15 to capture a profit when it hits the warehouse versus I have 5,000 SKUs as of today, or more than that. Because we're dealing with books here, so it's not the same as OA where you might pick some and order a large quantity of one. This is gambling. I just get whatever they send me. So that's why I come up with a system. $100 because I'm not an asshole. You get those guys, they run out of inventory, you're scanning the book in the store, you're like, oh, I hit the jackpot, man. This book's selling for $500. And that was me. It was me. Day 2 of doing this. I was like, oh, $500, $200 blanket. Yup. Because they're out of stock, and instead of adjusting it or closing the listing, which is something you taught me to do, they just leave it. They're the only one on the listing, so the price skyrockets. Now you're looking at the same product and you think, oh, I'm gonna be a freaking millionaire. They got 50 of them, I'm gonna buy all of them. And now you end up with my situation from the toy store in the mall where you've got product you can't even sell. So the $100 on the maximum is what helps prevent that. Now, obviously, grain of salt, if you can sell it for higher than that, then pay attention, but generally speaking, most books are under that. So those are my numbers, and this is what it looks like. So you go to pricing and automate pricing. Now, for anyone who hasn't created a pricing rule, you obviously won't see this pricing rule. I was very creative in the name. And then you just hit edit SKUs. And you can edit rule parameters. So you can match low price or buy box. Okay, I chose buy box. I want to tell you why. This took a lot of figuring out. So we all, generally speaking, know about shipping templates and tax. Those are kind of separate things. So you might have the price of an item, and then shipping is separate, and then tax is separate, and then you have a total price. The reason I match buy box is because all your prices on Amazon, no matter what, are price plus shipping. Okay? So one merchant's price might be $3.99. Okay? And another merchant's price might be 99 cents. Okay? Plus shipping. Okay? The same price. The buy box looks at this whole thing. The low price, that one. Okay? So when I match buy box, it tracks this number even though they're both the same. If you match low price, this guy has a shipping template set up that way so that he's gaining his profit in the shipping, which is fine when you have that customer that's literally purchasing off the low price. And I don't know about you guys, I still look at the shipping cost when I'm shopping for the lowest price. So obviously this is an option, but I wanted you to see why I chose buy box as opposed to low price.
How does that equate into prime buyers that are not paying shipping? So you're talking about like this is by shipping by merchant?
This is everything. So whether you're doing fulfilled by merchant or FBA, prime or not, none of that factors into this. So they could be.
Okay, so I'm a prime member and I buy the book for 99 cents. I don't have to pay the $3 shipping.
Well, that would be the $3.99 plus zero. So basically, there's no shipping. That
You're
would be like
right.
more than likely this person is merchant fulfilled, because I think the question you're asking deals a little bit with FBA eligibility on not only the merchant but also the product. And you might know better than me, but if you have a shipping template set up to charge $3 on a product like this, then that SKU isn't going to qualify for prime anyways.
No, I think what he's saying is, and I might be wrong, tell me if I'm wrong. If I'm listing this online, I'm looking at individual A that's selling it for $3.99, but like you said, you look at it as zero shipping. If I see person B, they're selling it for 99 cents. And oh, by the way, I'm a Prime member, so I don't have to worry about the $3 anyway. So I'm now getting it for 99 cents.
You will if it's fulfilled by merchant.
Yeah,
Regardless of
That's
shipping.
right.
Prime
Oh, wow.
is only
Shipping or-
for FBA fulfilled.
Oh,
Yeah,
I mean, the individual wouldn't know that. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not
it's right on
100%.
the listing, whether it's Prime or not.
I think your question is like with the fees. Yeah,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
it is. I don't think he said isn't the shipping built into the cost, like the fees that you pay. From our costs as a merchant, it is. To the customer, I don't know enough about the Prime versus FBA, FBM, but I'm pretty sure if I set my templates up to charge shipping on an SKU, it wouldn't qualify for the customer to buy it as Prime anyways.
That's what I'm thinking as well.
I'm pretty positive. But that's why I follow Buy Box, because if I match low price and Jerk in Arkansas is selling the book he found on his shelf just because he doesn't want it and he thought he'd try Amazon, and I match low price and his is 99 cents, you know, I'm gonna pay to sell the book. You had another question?
Yeah, say you set it up and you wanna add, you add a new book, and you wanna do price, minimum, maximum. Where do you add those?
Okay.
In the existing sort of setup there.
So when you add them, if you have no software, hang on, let me close some of these tabs so you can bug me. I use software when I add it to put those numbers in. I set it and I do a bulk listing. But if you don't have the software, I don't know why I just did that, then you can come to the manage inventory page and do your minimum maximum here. Don't fret. If you don't see this stuff on your screen here, you just go to your preferences and make it show up. Okay, so now I can see my fee, and I can say, all right, my fee looks like that. It's $9.14. I want to make $3. So 10, 11, 12. Okay, what do I want my minimum to be? Well, you know, I might be okay letting go of it for $1, so 10.14. And then my maximum is $100. Here it shows your buy box. There's none, which either means nobody qualifies, or it hasn't sold from FBA yet. There's your lowest price. But once you do that and you save, it's not automated. You set your limits. It has to hit the warehouse for you to automate it, which is why I showed you that just now. You can go ahead, if you're selling only 20 books, you can go ahead and set it up, and then when you come in here, and it's very similar to the way I do it, but the way I do it is in bulk. So I'll do 1,000 books, all with the same numbers up there on the board, and then you come here, and as you scroll down, if that's blank or this is a plus sign, it's not automated. Now, if you already went to your manage inventory and set your stuff up, these will be populated, that'll be a plus sign, you click it, you're good, okay? If you haven't, then what I do is I do my little split screen so I can see both windows at the same time. I copy and paste the SKU over to pull up that specific book, look at the fees, count, do math, drop it in, and hit it. If you decide to change it, this one says minimum price reach. You come in here, you change it, it'll show update there, and you click update. This is just to move or stop it after you've automated it. And then at the top, you can sort to like minimum price reach, maximum price reach, fun stuff like that. But me personally, I love pricing automation. I've done it, I do it all the time, but I've done it like 2 or 3 major times where it's almost like I wasn't doing any automation. And then I went through and I did every single one. And I saw a massive increase in sales every single time. And I'd rather move product for a small profit than sit on my butt and hope that I make that larger profit. Any questions about that stuff?
Okay, so I'm sort of new to Amazon, I'm struggling through. So once you set your price automation up for, let's say, the buy box, which I know what that is, it's always gonna be set, like it's always gonna be the same price as a buy box is until you stop the automation or not?
Let's say in theory, that's where
Okay.
the mixed feelings come in, and that's what some of those companies. If you guys find a repricer tool, I think he brought it up, that works decent, feel free to bring it. I've tried one of them, 7-day free trial, no credit card. I was like, let's do it. And then I looked into another one. The biggest issue I have with them is you still have to do this, okay? And the only loss I've found when it comes to using this as opposed to a third party is, say we're both selling the same book and everybody else sells out, then apparently there's a software algorithm or something that causes both of our prices to drop to whatever our minimums are. And I think what it is my price is $11.76, and say your price is like $15 or something like that. I don't remember the exact glitch, but it was like, it's not even really a glitch because Amazon is a race to the bottom. But my biggest thing to safeguard against anything like that is just set your minimum. If you set your minimum, it will not go past that. Obviously, you might be losing out on potentially greater profit. I got 3,000 SKUs in this pricing rule alone. Like, I can't manage a $200 net profit.
So what does the repricer do that's different than the pricing rules here?
It's my understanding that they help prevent that, where two people are the only ones left on an SKU or an ASIN.
The repricer prevents that?
It just keeps coming down until it hits
But-
the bottoms.
Something like that, but you still have to do this, and you have to pay them.
Yeah.
Nah. Nah.
Free is good.
Yeah, I'm willing to do the work right now to reap the benefit later. I kind of got, so this obviously I prepped all RA myself. Anybody have any more questions?
So you're actually handling all of your RA products,
Yes.
which you're getting out of Greensboro.
Yes, I did the numbers, and you can actually send 70 pounds of books USPS media mail at approximately, I think the number was $37.85, which I don't do per pound, I do per item. It's just easier for me. So that would increase my cost, send it out to my prep center. But if my prep center in Montana, and that's $37.85 media mail, so from what I saw on the USPS website and what I know by sending books with eBay all the time, it could go anywhere in the continental United States, and it's that price. So I just keep the same prep center, send them out to them. I think that increases the cost per item at 70 books to about 54 cents per. I can't remember if that's with or without the Amazon shipping cost, which right now my shipping cost per book is to Amazon is approximately 20 cents. So we'll call it 70 plus $1. So now we're at what, $2.40 cost?
Yeah.
So already
But
doing it.
you're working on a $3 margin according to your pricing.
Yeah, but the issue I have with it is I'm already doing the prep and I can only send 70 at a time. So that additional step to send them to someone else, and I'm not even sure that they would shrink wrap. So then I have to throw in an additional step to qualify which ones am I going to send and which ones am I going to do myself. Why not just do them? I can only do 70 at a time, even if I do 70, 70, 70 and just make different trips. And then I gotta go to the post office. Seems like a lot of work.
So for your distribution, let me understand this correctly. You have your supplier. It pops from the supplier, brings back to you. You divide them and identify which ones you're gonna send to Montana, and then you
you oversee the ones that you're not.
So basically the conversation Bill and I just had, I don't currently send any in Montana. 'Cause
He
it's-
handles all of it.
So you're just doing everything now.
all my OA is to Montana. That's where I order it
Because he
on the
doesn't have
internet.
to ship it to him first.
Yeah.
But he ships it directly from Walmart, wherever they're setting it out.
Right.
To Montana.
Okay, and he saves the taxes. And the ones that
Perfectly legitimate.
Yeah, but they keep, and every time something happens, they change something and I don't want to charge
Changes
more money for this and that and the third.
But the ones from Greensboro, Mississippi, come to you and you do all the packaging.
Yes, but that brings me to my next point. So I am currently doing it myself, and I'm running an active survey in case you guys have not heard, to open a prep center in Raleigh. So picture this, you go out, and the reason I'm gonna do it is because I don't need any additional clientele for my company to sustain this new one. Okay, my projected numbers in the next 6 months to 1 year will sustain the prep center by itself. I want to open the prep center under a different corporation to be able to offer those services to other people as a separate entity, okay? I not only believe that's a smart business move, but it's going to allow me to offer things outside of what I am handling, including listing creation, photography, potentially eBay arbitrage services where you sell on eBay, but you don't want to fulfill the orders, we'll take care of it. Basically what I'm getting at is within the next year, I need to have the people who are interested lined up to help determine who my clients are gonna be when I open that door. And the reason I bring that up is because my supplier in Mississippi, I can currently order from them, and they come here right now and I prep them. But there are 2 companies, one in Texas and one in Alabama. The only 2 companies I've found that will handle used books. And I really like the one in Spicewood, Texas, because it sounds like they're rule followers. That's important. We don't want our accounts to get shut down because of something somebody else did. Okay? The one in Spicewood, Texas, the freight's a little bit expensive. The company's a little bit expensive. He does follow the rules, but the one in Alabama would be a better choice as far as cost goes. So picture this. You place a phone call and order books, and then you go back to sleep. That's it. The books get picked up. There's like 4 different companies there. You got the company that sold you books, your freight company, the company prepping the books, and Amazon. Okay? But the books get picked up and they go to your prep company. The prep company sends them into Amazon for you. I honestly believe in the future that Raleigh is going to need a prep center. And the reason that I wanted it is I can handle large quantities of books. I can continue to source in the store myself. I can drop my products off at this prep center and go back to work. I found the closest one I was able to find is in Henderson, and apparently doesn't actually exist anymore. I emailed them and called them and didn't hear anything back, and I'm just not willing to drive to Henderson to find out if it's a real place or not. If anyone can see that they would have any need for anything like that, let me know. I would much rather plan and be able to offer that service when I open the doors than kind of leave anyone hanging. But that would lead to full automation. Hire some teenager at Walmart, buy this product, take it over there and drop it off, whatever. I handle mostly books, so my goal with the prep center that I want to start is I place the order, they come here, it'll leave me a lot of room for QC, so I can do that when I add a new supplier, and I still don't have to touch the books. I can refine the process as I still have to email the one in Alabama, but as I understand it right now, neither one of them shrink wrap. It's something that I believe is an upfront investment, but I believe it helps set my product apart when I don't actually do private label. You order a new book from Amazon, of course you're getting a new book either way, but wouldn't you feel better if one showed up in shrink wrap? And if you order new books a lot, maybe you'd go back to that merchant again. So It definitely costs me more on the front end than I see in profits. But if I start my own prep center, then that's something I can kind of set the standard on what that looks like. Plus, I like not having to do the work, but I want the money too.
So, with the shrink wrap, I'm trying to envision this whole concept, and it makes sense. All right, in your warehouse or wherever your cubic container, you put the shrink wrap on the box. It goes off from your distribution center here in Raleigh, let's say that, to a location at Amazon. The box that they get from you, they open up, they put your package in their box. So are they cutting the shrink wrap? They're just gonna keep the shrink wrap in there, and then they send it off. And then also, do you put something that, you know, make a person that's going to receive this box say, hey, I got it from you?
So that's in the works. I did that at one point, and it wasn't to my standards, so I quit. That's in the works, but the shrink wrap is literally like, I only do my new and my light new. I don't do very good, and I don't even sell acceptable. But I literally just shrink wrap this, and then I put the label on. The guy I learned to do it from puts the label on and then shrink wraps it. And I don't trust myself with the heat gun. The domino labels will turn black if you get too much heat on it. So I put the labels on after. But another reason I like that is if you've ever bought any electronics from Best Buy and Carrot, I believe that's the store, they put it inside a plastic bag and on the app or the website, and you order it for pickup, they put it in a plastic bag and then put your label on it. If you go to the one by Crabtree, they put the sticker right on the box. Well, if I'm giving that as a gift to someone or something like that, and there's this big old label I gotta peel out with my name, address, phone number on it, I'm like, y'all should talk to that other store, because they got this cool thing they do. So now I just shrink wrap it and I stick the barcode on there. Then when the customer gets it, takes the shrink wrap off, it's a brand new book. Does that kind of answer
It
your
does, but
question?
how do they know that it's coming from you?
Well, that's, like I said, that's something I'm working on. I like where your head is though, because that's like, thank you from,
Yeah. Why not create a label, a blank person with a beard on? Oh no, for real. I mean, it's a label because it makes.
well, they get the packing slip, and that
The
identifies,
package slip,
and you get to choose what is written on there,
Oh, okay.
but it's kind of just a piece of paper. I do want to customize something though.
I was just saying, from the point of view of a buyer who's, bought used books, perfect condition, and whatever, it matters to me who it came from, and when I'm giving, and I'm wowed by the book, and it was what they said, I'm looking at who exactly it came from, make sure my feedback also says this book from this buyer, because I've seen feedback that has nothing to do with the page you're on Amazon. So, there might, probably other buyers who aren't going to care who they got it from and do want to go back.
Yeah.
Whether or not they see the beauty.
Yeah. No, they definitely, they get your, I don't know if you guys have been in the back end, but they get the packing slip, and I think if mine's still default, it literally just says thank you for your order. But it does say like the bearded veteran, because even on the listing page, when they go to purchase it, if they're ordering Prime or whatever, it will say sold by the bearded veteran, fulfilled by Amazon.
Another, I've noticed there are some sellers on Amazon who are really have on either the feedback and are you happy and which what, and they send me an email and they say it's on the way or you just got it, and let me know first if there's any problem and come back. Like, how does that happen? How do they do that? Why?
I feel like we held that conversation right when I first started coming here, and it was like, should we request feedback or not? I have literally never asked for feedback, and I will now my rating is not that awesome. I want to say I'm sitting around 67% right now. But if you went through and looked at every single one of my reviews, I will tell you 100% it is due to the quality of my product or lack thereof. I promise you. So that rating is going to increase.
Right, nothing to do with your shipping response and that.
It has nothing to do with me reaching out and asking. The people who have left me 5 stars left me 5 stars because they wanted to, and the people that left me a crappy review did it because they wanted to. I have never asked anyone for a review, except where I'm trying to get a couple 5 stars money back
Pretty
up.
good for not even trying for reviews. So
I
maybe
believe-
in the future you might.
Yeah, I believe I've learned more from my feedback and my reviews by just letting them do their thing than anything.
Then guiding them.
My very first review was a 1 star, and that's because it was my first listing. I didn't know what I was doing, and I'm like, oh, it's Amazon. Okay. Yeah, it's the same thing. No, it wasn't. and the lady got it, was like, it's not the right one. 1 star. I'm like, first product, first sale, first review, 1 star. And I was like, that was fun.
And someone bought from you after that.
Yeah, and I probably went at least 3 weeks without any reviews after that. And I had 1 star, and that looks terrible. Almost worse than brand new sellers. Because it's like, well, this guy has been selling, but he apparently sucks at it. Yeah.
Okay, so the question I have now, you kind of, it's not different books, but it's more as a guppy and ocean suggestions. It doesn't have to be anybody in when starting off, and your sellers, maybe your Amazon seller account, creating it, do you recommend starting off with the LLC or ratio going in as an individual? And then in saying that, if you can, just go in as an individual, would you recommend going in as an individual just to start off and get familiarized with the site, the website, understand it, and then you can start making those adjustments, i.e. if you're going as an individual, switch it to maybe an LLC, or if in the case, because if I'm not mistaken, there's 2 ways you can go about doing it. You go where every time you have a product, you have to pay 40-some cents, or you pay $40 a month. And if in the case, quote unquote, you don't sell anything, you can say, hey, I didn't sell anything, and they'll refund you $46. I'm not saying $40, but it's kind of like it will roll over in the following month. It's not to say you got to repay it. And
No, you pay charged for it.
regardless of if you
Professional account.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I've seen different reviews where people say, yeah, that happened where I didn't sell anything. I just started. I didn't sell nothing. And I sent the email to Amazon stating that, hey, I didn't sell anything, and they just rolled that $40 to the following month, so you didn't have to pay it over again. I don't know how true this is. Once
They
again,
did have.
I'm a guppy in the ocean, and you guys are like the sharks.
So,
Well, it used to be that you had a 30-day free. You paid, but then you got 30 days.
Yeah.
Okay, not anymore.
I feel like
They're not doing that.
that's a lot of questions in one.
Yeah,
I'm gonna answer it by asking everybody a question.
Alright.
How many times have you, anyone with a professional selling account, and I'm gonna tally mine up here, the number of times that you've paid any attention to your monthly service fee?
I did. Because I don't sell all year long, so it sucks when I'm not selling.
You're a unicorn.
Yes.
That's it. When I paid it, when I started. I sell way too much now. I might stumble across it when I'm in my transaction views once in a blue moon. If you get in and after 30 days you decide to pull out with the $40, I don't see that being like a long-term thing if you're trying to get your $40 back. So that would be the only time you'd have to worry about that.
Right. I'm not looking at it in the nature of that, because I think what you're saying is if you look at it in that way, you're not going to ever make any money.
I tell everybody that I started with $1 because I went to the Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
Nobody starts with $1. Technically, I'm already a liar because you got to pay tax. You know, So technically I started with $41.
Gotcha.
And then technically the fee was $39.99, not $40, and the dollar was $1.07, and I bought 20 products, carry the one. You see what I'm saying?
Right, you bought enough that it's gonna.
But at the point where I'm like, all right, I spent like $80, you know, I'm in this. I feel like I'll sell more products when I get some in, and then they hit the warehouse and they sold. All of them didn't sell, but I only needed to see one. And
For your confidence.
Yeah,
But that's just it.
I mean, I feel like Nike talked to the wrong guy. They should talk to me. 'Cause that's my motto, just do it. Now, I love thinkers, and Lee, the girl that works with me, is a thinker, and she adds that happy medium there, so we're able to accomplish more in a much better manner without making as many mistakes and still moving along at the same time. And that's the whole reason I hired her in the first place. But I just, once I saw it was working, I went all in, and it was like, well, this is gonna work or it's not.
Yeah, but that's
really
you
my
had
way
a
out.
focus that you went to Dollar Tree. What if there's individuals that are focusing on wholesale or even private label? Where now they're looking at their costs, because like I said, a lot of it kind of plays into it. And not to say that, once again, it's not something that's going to deteriorate you from not doing it. I didn't know in how that works with the LLC and the individual when you started up.
So let's back up. So you want to start,
Right.
and you want to start. Are you looking for private label, RA? What are you trying to get into?
Well, that's just it. I'm still trying to identify if I want to maybe just do wholesale or if I want to do private
Well,
label.
let's back up. You don't even need to do that. If you just want to get started,
Yeah.
start as a sole proprietor. Just get it out there so you can actually get some experience.
Yeah.
I think if you sit back and kind of like parlay on these, like, should I do this? Should I do this? That's just adding an extra barrier to actually getting started. So I would just say, go ahead and set up an account, get a professional seller account, because that's me. Because you're here, you're looking to actually expand your business. So start where you need to actually start where it's most conducive to you actually looking at this over long term. If you're trying to do wholesale, especially here in North Carolina, you don't necessarily have to have an LLC to do that. You can sign up, you can get a wholesale certificate as a sole proprietor. So you just go through that process, grab that, and then start reaching out to wholesalers. If you're doing RA, then you don't need it. You just go and start sources and things like that. So I wouldn't necessarily say you gotta have an LLC. Yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be nice to have later on, but you need to get started. So I wouldn't push that in front of. I wouldn't put that barrier in front of you. Just go out there and get started.
Thank you.
I got it. That's kind of how I got ungated in music, and all the guys on my Instagram were like, "How did you do it?" I'm like, "You just do what they ask you for, but they ask you for stuff like an invoice, which in order to have an invoice from a wholesaler, you have to have an EIN." And I did all that stuff a while back. So I literally just took it and applied, and they probably sales history too approved me. But you have the people you're talking about, they like start an account and somewhat flatline. Maybe I met one girl, she was making a profit, you know, not really any growth or expansion there. And I think that kind of comes back to something. There's this guy, I think his name's Daryl Frater. I stumbled across him on LinkedIn. Apparently I follow him. I didn't know, but he posts all these, motivational posters and stuff. And one of them says something to the effect of, is it a hobby or a business? And I had to take that to heart, because when I first started, I was buying stuff and sending it in. I had no records, I had no processes, I didn't have anything written down, and now I've got tons of notebooks, I keep track of everything, I do all my numbers on Excel. I'm still unorganized as all get out, but now I know, I can see where I'm going, I can plan it out, I can figure it out, and I'm like, that's because when I first started, maybe it was a hobby, but I'm just not gonna see the results I wanna see treating it like that. So that's when I was like, I need to treat this like a business. And I met this lady sourcing. Me and my buddy were out at the bookstore, I love this. I absolutely love it. I wouldn't trade it for anything. You see all different kinds of books. You meet all different kinds of people. I met a little 11-year-old autistic boy, runs his own YouTube channel for electronics. You ain't gonna find that working a job. And he thought I was the coolest thing ever. He was like, "Oh, you're on YouTube too? I got a YouTube channel. You should subscribe to me." So I did. And I gave him a shout out, and he watched my video and was like, oh. He saw me next time we went in there. He was like, "Yeah, you gave me a shout out. That was awesome. Thanks so much." It's like, nice. This other kid, he talked smack to me. He's like 13 or something, runs a YouTube channel. He's got like 200 more subscribers than me. He gets on there all the time and comments, "You're never gonna have as many subscribers." I was like, I love this kid. But we were scanning, and this girl comes up. This is me and Dominic, and we're just chatting and scanning away. She got a barcode scanner around her neck, probably half the size of this one, and her phone out. And I know it sounds like I talk a lot, I do, but I sometimes learn when to dial it back a little bit. And I started listening. She's talking about, "Oh, you guys do it too, you know, I do it, I've been doing it for a year." And then we normally make this joke about, "Yeah, you know, we don't have jobs." Well, what I mean when I say that is that this has allowed me to not need one. The way it's been received more times than not, which is why I quit doing it, is that I'm out of a job and I need one. I don't. So she's like, "Yeah, me too." She's been doing it a year, found out the barcode scanner that she had around her neck. Yeah, it was awesome because it was smaller, but she said she paid like $120 for it. And this one, I got 2 of these, they're $40 a piece. Amazon Warehouse, love it. Love it, warehouse deals. Then she shows us her screen, and you guys know what you're looking at when you look on the app on your phone if you're selling or have sold on Amazon. It doesn't matter if it's 7 days or 30 days, and this week or this month so far, or the past 7 days or the past 30 days, you're gonna see multiples, okay? And when she showed us her phone, I could see orange, nothing, nothing, orange, nothing, nothing. And I was like, just at face value, which I don't want to be a consultant or anything in this. I like what I do now, but that just looks like a lack of consistency for someone who's been doing it a year. It looks like you figured out what works, but you're not doing it enough. Whatever the case may be. Now, if she told me she'd been doing it a month, I met this kid in Charlotte. I talked to him probably 5 times a week. He's been doing it like 3 months. He's like, "How'd you get ungated?" I'm like, "Look, man, I've been doing this a few months now." I saw automatic approvals in most of these categories. So just be patient, consistency. So I think anybody who starts, just kind of figure out where you want to be and where you want to go with it. If somebody wants to do this as a hobby, they should. They absolutely should. But I gotta feed my family of 1 right now. He eats a lot. So, I went off on a little bit of a tangent, but I just want you guys to know, like, this is a real thing. And that whole order from Mississippi and go to Alabama, Dad is kind of telling me not to do it just because I can have them sent here. I can deliver them to a dock. He can pick them up. I saved significantly using the family discount through Dad. Because I don't know if you guys deal with a lot of freight, but your liftgate fee is $75. So if you don't have a dock, that's automatically $75 more on your freight. And residential delivery is more expensive than commercial, which I think I've avoided that with a storage unit. But that's why I got a storage unit, because before they were coming from Mississippi and put them outside the house. Florence was right around the corner. In fact, if they had delivered, it would have been put on the ground like the day before Florence came through. So my plan was gather all my friends and boxes and load the boxes up with books and run into half. Luckily, it got delayed. I got a storage unit, and we just had it put on the dock, and Dad brought it to the storage unit. But that's why I got a storage unit. And I really want to go to Alabama, but the truth is $1 per item cost, plus I got to pay for cartons or boxes as well. It'd probably be better for me to just bust my butt and do it myself. 1,200 books. paid for that last one just about with somewhere around 10 or 20 of these books. Pretty good. Need to keep looking for more suppliers. I have a 1-year goal. I've met with somebody from SCORE. Anybody ever heard of SCORE?
Yeah, I'm part of them.
Yeah, I love them.
They're good for
Free. This
Come
guy
to
in
meetings
Budapest trying to charge me $500 an hour.
It's great.
It's free.
It's good.
Partnered with the FBA or SBA. I mean, go sit down and had a conversation with him. Gave me some insight into how to get funding because I've never funded anything.
I was gonna say that small business centers also utilize similar consultation for food.
Yeah, and I got a whole pocket full of stuff just for being a veteran, but most of it's at Fayetteville State. And
I can take it off.
yeah, I mean, some of them are webinars too. I'm in school full time. I do this.
Some of the people were asking about, I think, keeping track, like you're talking about, you want to keep track of your numbers and all that stuff. Next week, Paul is hosting,
Oh, thank you.
right, you want to mention that?
Oh, thank you. The eBay meetup group, we meet next Thursday at 7 o'clock at the Panera on Glenwood Avenue next to Golden Corral. 7 to 9, swing on by. We're gonna have Jamal, who does bookkeeping, is gonna be talking about bookkeeping with an online e-commerce business, and we'll have questions and answers afterwards. Stop on by. Thank you so much for mentioning that, sir.
It's $5.
$5, yes, $5. You can pay through PayPal or anything like that, so, great, thank you.
I might need to finally make it to one of those.
Oh, sorry.
That would probably be a good one for you, Ryan.
Yeah. Just I juggle. I'm just not good at it.
It's fine. You're good.
I've been probably telling Paul I was going to go to one of his meetups forever. And I really want to. And then the next one, I've almost missed this one before, and I'm like,
I
oh,
understand.
today's Thursday.
We're fine.
So I tried to get organized, and I went from one calendar to 6, but I get a reminder for the same thing on all of them. I'm like,
Moving it to Saturday.
really? So yeah, I don't want to take up too much time. Did I pretty much handle quite a few questions? Just kind of wanted you guys to see where I was, how I started in my living room, laying everything face up. I'm going to do it again. So once I get big enough that I don't necessarily have to work my butt off, I'm going to take one day and do an episode where I go old school. Straight to Dollar Tree, buy 20. I might make it hard and do like 50 or 100 items and do the 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper where I cut it out and put the labels on with cellophane tape. Just so you guys can see like how it all started to this, where I have a process. Like I got delayed because I had that Freedom Fest on Friday, the weekend, and my partner was in Canada. And so we got into the warehouse and like I had barely scraped the top when she got there. So we probably cranked out 1,000 books. I'm guessing those boxes had around 1,000 books in them. Maybe a day or two, give or take. It was hard work, and I got an extra 3 in right before FedEx got there too. Just busting my butt, getting them prepped and ready and everything. But it's super simple. If you guys ever have any questions, if you're small time, you want shrink wrap, I'll even let you come over and watch, help out.
No, wow.
Take you up on that.
You have beer.
Huh?
You have beer.
Do we have beer? No.
What do you have besides the help?
Wi-Fi?
Crackers?
The Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Barely.
So you have what, a 10 by 20 storage unit, or when you got a?
Yeah, it's pretty big. It goes all the way through.
Okay.
Whoever's talking to you, telling you to do stuff, listen to them. Dad's like, yeah, you want to get a storage unit that goes all the way through, and I'm like, that's weird, but whatever. So I looked at 4 places real close to the house. Why does he want me to get one? Like, how does a semi-truck backs up? Like, whatever. So I did it. Well, now, number one, if somebody's blocking off one side, more than likely they're not blocking off the other side. And number 2, in any case, I got FedEx picking up at the same time Dad's dropping off. I'm good to go, because I scheduled it, and Richard, I know everybody personally. So I know my freight guy, I know both my suppliers, I talk to them often. I know my prep company in Montana, her name is Camilla. I know Richard, my FedEx delivery guy, and I honestly believe that I was the worst at relationships. I know Pace, the owner of the storage units where I'm at, and it's not a chain. So I know the guy at the top, and you know we actually talk quite often because I'm there all stinking day. So I'll see him at least once a day, and because I've listened to those people and built those relationships, everything right now is running pretty smooth. If you get hot or cold easily, I would recommend temperature control, but I care more about the money. This one is way cheaper. So yeah, where I'm headed in the future is more suppliers, more books. I've already got the application for Random House and Penguin, which is the same company. So I'm prepping on that, even though that's probably going to be a hefty upfront investment.
Oh no.
Nobody cares. Real quick, who here has FedEx or UPS come to pick up? Anybody? I got 6 minutes if y'all are cool with that. It's super difficult, and I think I'm gonna write the phone number down here. It took me 10 months to get them to show up.
10 months.
Only 10.
And when I finally got them to show up, because I didn't know what I was doing, and the issue is, whenever I called, they want to sell me shipping. I'll use Amazon Partner Carrier. And I talked to Diana, the owner of Book Planet. If you guys have never been, I encourage you to look it up. They're open once a month to the public for 2 days.
What's it called, Book Planet?
Book Planet. Because she does this. If you find a bookstore that's still open, it's because they do this. But she said, I asked her, and she was like, yeah, they just come get it, but I still use Amazon Partner Carrier, so I'm not gonna be away. I don't want to pay FedEx shipping rates, you know? So this is just the one that you would find on Google. I'm just gonna write it down since I have it right here. But you call them 3339. And you just schedule a pickup. Now, I'm not a pro on this, so of course you're going to want to talk to them, but it's my understanding if you call them every single time they come to pick up, hey, come pick it up. For about 7+ boxes is $425. Okay. I believe if it's anything less than this automatically doubles. So this is one time for each time, and weekly it is 7+ boxes for $13.50. We're like, why would I pay more? Because if you call them for 5-day pickups, you pay $425 each day they come out. This you pay $13.50 for the week, and they'll come out 5 times, Monday through Friday. Weekend is different, not sure what it is. I normally have 25 boxes, so my minimum personally for me is 7. I need to make sure, so whatever happens, no matter what, I need to have 7 ready to pick up on Thursday. And there's been hiccups with the hurricane. When I switched over to the storage unit, I got a crazy person on the phone. Normally we don't drive back into the storage units. I'm like, I just had a semi truck back here. I would love to hear your reasoning behind that. So where they're like, oh, give us 3 days notice, and I give them 7 days to work with. Now it's Wednesday, the day before, and I finally got the guy that runs the contract, Chuck, for FedEx Ground over there. Nice, love him, awesome dude. Got 2 sons in the military. Richard, the guy driving the truck that picks up for me, was in the Army, just got out. Great guy, just people on the phone. So you call, and that's 1. 2, they'll call you to confirm the order. So the first call is like, I'm requesting, and the second one is like, oh, okay, we're placing the order. The third one is normally from a dispatcher, okay? If you guys want them to pick up on Friday of next week, then I would call right now and start working on it. If you're like a month out or something, you probably got room to work with. But I went for the weekly pickup because I'm probably gonna get to a point where they are coming out 5 days a week. And this is a lot cheaper than me loading, 25 boxes in the Toyota Corolla and driving it down the Hillsborough Street. But I wanted to put that out because it took me forever. Nobody had an answer. I had no idea how to do it. Couldn't find it on Google, and they kept wanting me to talk to a salesperson that would pay for shipping through them.
So this is which is FedEx, UPS?
This is FedEx. I'm sure UPS is similar. Also, if you print your UPS labels, I believe UPS provides free labels. FedEx provides free slips, label slips. You print them at 75%, so they come out just small enough for the. I actually did an Instagram tutorial real quick on how to do it. I said, if the girls can learn how to put makeup on like that, we should be able to. So I'm going to do one a week on Instagram that's like one short, quick thing on how to do it. And you print it at 75%, slide it in there, put it on the side of the box, because Amazon doesn't like it when they got to cut through your stuff. And that's how I send all of them. So it's literally in my storage unit, a wall of boxes with the labels out. If you wanted to, you could get off the truck and just scan and be on his way. And I've had a FedEx business account since I first started trying to get them to come out. You can order those on the website, so they just bring them to your doorstep. And that was pretty nice too. Most people that deal strictly on the internet may not have a need for this, but when I started having to make more than one trip to FedEx, especially within a week, and I finally figured out how to get them there for $13.50. Just make sure you have the minimum or you cancel it. Because that price will double with anything less than this. So if you have zero and you're not home, they come by, you might have to pay $27.60.
Why do you use FedEx over UPS?
I hate UPS.
Cheaper.
Are they cheaper though?
Yeah, I find FedEx cheap.
So
Oh,
FedEx,
FedEx is cheaper?
Yeah.
we use partner carriers with Amazon, so we're not paying their rates anyways. But I use FedEx because I actually did that. I was like, oh, partner carrier, let's see if one's cheaper through Amazon, and it's really not. One will be cheaper one time and one's cheaper the other time. And UPS, I called them to set up a business account back when I was trying to get somebody to come to the house, and the lady, it's always the ones on the phone. The lady that was on the phone was literally wanting me to ask everyone that lived in the house if they had ever had a UPS business account set up there. And she hadn't gotten my name yet. I was on the phone with this woman for 30 minutes telling her I would like to just give you my name and maybe my phone number and address. I'm sure you can do something with it. And she wouldn't take any information from me. She was just telling me my address isn't eligible. She can't set up a business account for me. I was like, but you don't even know what to call me. How can you tell me that? And that's the story of why I will never use UPS.
So this fee is in addition to the regular fee, just for them to come out.
Right, but $13.50 a week, once I get to 5 pickups, I would spend more than that and get, like right now,
Plus your
I'm willing to bet I could fit a huge chunk in that tiny little car I got. But I'm willing to bet with my weekly shipments right now, I would have to make at least 2 trips. And I mean, it's right around the corner from the house. Carry them and go in. I even developed a system at one point. It was kind of fun. I could go to Book Planet, source all day and scan. She was letting me bring my boxes in instead of putting them in the bag. She was letting me put them in the boxes, pay per box. I was using the software, click to upload, use the Amazon prep services. I could leave Book Planet, take the boxes closed, go to FedEx, finish the labels, email them to them, because they got a scan in there. They would print them, slap them on the box, and never had to take the books home. But it costs more, there's not as much quality in there. wrap them and they'll make them wholesale.
How much are the books?
They do it by bag. So $10 for one bag full of books, and then it goes down as your number goes up.
And that's what they're not selling.
So you're shrink wrapping every one of your books, or just certain books? You
Just new and like new.
New, like new.
Yeah. Book Planet though is all but a gold mine to me.
It was
She's
fun to find. When I went to try to find that place, my GPS kept taking me, I'm like, it can't be down that road. There's like trees in the road.
yeah.
But it is down there, it's like a warehouse. And
Yep.
it's.
You just whenever they're open, you go up there. I just look for Heron or Herod Street by
Yeah.
UPS and Michael and Son, and then you look
Yeah,
for
right
the
next to
yard sign
UPS.
that says book sale, and you're like, oh, what's over here? You gotta go all the way back, and don't park on the very end or the people at the end. They're so mean, man. Why can't you be nice like your neighbors at Book Planet? They're awesome. But yeah, because there's so much distance in between. I don't know if she does removals or not, but there's so much distance in between when she analyzes it and when she opens to sell all her books that I found triple-digit BSRs in there before. I'm like, oh, that's mine. I'm pretty sure I got all these at Book Planet because that's the first place I started buying used books. But I think we're over time now. Anybody got anything? Questions?
Cash Money
I couldn't even see my daughter, this was just last year. I didn't even have a dollar, this was just last year. Having problem after problem, nigga, this was just last year. This was just last year, oh, this was just last year. I couldn't even see my daughter, this was just last year. I didn't even have a dollar, this was just last year. Having problem after problem, nigga, this was just last year. This was just last year, oh, this was just last year. I came from rags to riches. Now I get bags to bitches. Why do I sag my britches? My pockets too fat, I can't lift them. I think about my baby every day. Lord, can you take this pain away? Had to move it with and make a way. I think about the K like every day. Dealing with a side baby mama. Losing jobs, I'm caught up in some drama. Devil on my back, don't need a moment. I've been praying, thinking God don't know me. Child support keep trying to fuck me over. Nobody ever even lift the shoulder. 23, but dog, I'm feeling older. All this shit just make a nigga colder. I got no time for these sad hoes. I don't want your bitch cause she trash bro. I had to tell them I swear though. Feeling so drunk, why me splash on it? My niggas, they still doing trash shit. Bitch, I made the check do a backflip. I took my wife's version that says fit. I cast on my dream one basket. I'm fresh to death with no casket. I tape up the same while you mask it. Niggas still popping pills. That don't even make you real. I don't got no label, nigga. I think that I need a deal. Gotta get the money, nigga. I just do it for my kids. I couldn't even see my daughter. This was just last year. I didn't even have a dollar. This was just last year. Having problem after problem, nigga. This was just last year. This was just last year. Oh, this was just last year. I couldn't even see my daughter. This was just last year. I didn't even have a dollar. This was just last year. Having problem after problem, nigga. This was just last year. This was just last year. Oh, this was just last year.